Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? It is Master of TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife.
Writing Raven.
And welcome to our office.
Yes.
We have you booked for another session/episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Your weekly therapy.
Where we get to summarize all the psychos for you in one neat, concise little package. You didn't want it, you didn't ask for it, but here it is for you.
You're welcome.
All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the actual stuff we have to talk about today.
Yeah. First, we will begin with Powerpuff Girls.
So, as you guys probably know by now, the CW has been in talks and working on making a live-action Powerpuff Girls where they've, race-swapped a bunch of the girls, made them older, made them present their pasts and their powers, but it gets significantly worse.
They also made them sluts.
Yeah, and so what we mean by that is basically a script was leaked. A very preposterous, over-the-top script that we all thought had to be fake.
Turns out it wasn't.
Reason we know this is because the CW actually copyright struck the person who posted it and leaked it as, putting out stuff from an unaired TV series. We're not going to go into the details here.
Nor will we be reading the snippets of said script.
So if you want to go look for them for yourself, be our guest. We are going to highlight some of the key points. But again, we're gonna walk around some of the more interesting parts, because if you think the script is bad, it's worse.
Yeah, very.
Basically, they've made it that not only are they older and hate their powers, I think one or two of them are lesbian. Mojo Jojo is dead. They've murdered him.
And he's no longer even a monkey. And what else was there? Right, Professor Utonium dated Miss Bellum?
Yeah, and he sold the rights to the Powerpuff Girls to a TV show station who made the cartoon that we know and love, and I believe it was one of the girls mentions how they totally whitewashed them. CW.
It's bad.
Well, a somewhat good news about it was that because this leak, they decided to scrap it and retool it with the same characters and people and actors and everything.
Which means they're not really going to change anything at all.
We know the CW. We understand that the CW does this.
Yeah.
But, why? I didn't see a single person on Twitter. And again, Twitter, you know what Twitter is. If you guys are on Twitter, you know how it is.
It's the cesspool of the world.
Not a single person liked the idea.
No.
Not one.
No.
So, why you would make a show that you already are going to be ostracizing the fans and, making fun of the old show and everything? I don't know. But again, that just seems to be the CW's way. But basically, the show is terrible. It makes them, go to therapy. It makes them, they sleep around with people. There's walking in on each other, doing stuff. And, yeah, we're going to leave the details for you to look up if you would like to. Yes. I don't recommend it.
No. Save your brain.
I don't understand how anybody greenlit this, and the fact that they're redoing it makes me worried, because it's okay, great, you're not going to do the over-the-top pandering show, but
you still are. You
still are. So, yeah, and as you can see, is it Blossom?
Blossom's the redhead.
Blossom says, it's our most powerful villain yet, corporate pandering, and you can see that it has CW in their eyes.
I'm actually surprised in the casting that they race-swapped Buttercup and not Blossom when Blossom's the redhead.
Yeah, they would probably try to get rid of the redheads, but whatever. Again, stupid idea, and that nobody's really surprised by. I was more surprised that script wasn't over-the-top fake, but yeah, I'm not gonna watch it, so yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the cartoon of my childhood, thank you.
And we're not talking about the reboot of the cartoon, which was awful too.
Yeah, nobody asked for that either. Next, we will be discussing the Rugrats reboot.
So, speaking of corporate pandering...
And cartoons that we loved as children.
So, they're bringing back the Rugrats with a different animation style on Paramount+. And I don't like the animation style, to be fair.
It's really ugly. But one thing that we can give them credit for is that they're bringing back the original voice actors.
Yeah, and I was somewhat interested until they basically decided that...
Phil and Lil's mom was going to be a lesbian?
Yeah, Phil and Lil's mom, Betty, in the show, was married to Howard. And in Rugrats All Grown Up, the spin-off that came up after Rugrats, they even renew their vows. But because Betty looks gay, they decided that doesn't matter anymore. And they're going to make her a gay woman.
Makes no sense.
Why? Look, you want to add another Rugrat who decides to identify differently. I'm not going to watch it regardless, but whatever. But why do you feel the need to take characters that are already established and destroy them?
They can't help themselves.
This is ridiculous. And then these articles are all coming out
saying how the babies are queer.
The babies are queer icons. They're babies!
Jinx.
They are not icons of anything. They are icons of babies.
Shocking.
They poop. They cry.
They get bruises and whatever.
They don't go, Mama, I identify as... No. They don't care. They're babies.
Get that in your heads, people who want to push it. Babies do not need this.
And again, if you wanted to bring in a new character, I wouldn't have necessarily loved the idea, but I wouldn't have been so upset about it. I hate the animation style. I don't understand why you have to change characters from what they actually were. Make new characters, make new shows, stop rebooting everything, and if you don't like it, go poop yourself.
That's a mild way of putting it.
But yeah, let's move on to the next topic here.
The Lord of the Rings on Amazon.
So this has been already talked about a lot, but it's come up more lately in regards to Amazon has been going to come out with a Lord of the Rings like prequel series.
That's probably going to do terribly.
And they're making like really stupid statements like changing characters, races, and all this stuff because accuracy doesn't matter.
Yeah, because representation is more important than historical accuracy.
And now they've released a thing where they're saying that basically they're like working with coordinators to make sure that all the nude actors are comfortable. But nobody needs nudity in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings was never meant to have nudity.
And
that was Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And they're like also, this is a really expensive show. We're gonna need a global audience. You mean like the one you had already? That you're now going to be ostracizing by adding elements into it that don't belong?
And that nobody wanted?
Yeah, and by doing that, that's what's going to cause you the most problems.
Mm-hmm.
But good luck with that, Amazon. As you can see, I had a little fun. I don't need to wear the ring, Sam, because he can see them, people without clear clothes on, without having to be invisible.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, it was just, this is stupid. I don't understand why they keep doing these kinds of things. Like, just make the show the way it was supposed to be made, based on the lore.
Seriously, don't destroy J.R.R. Tolkien's legacy.
They're already going to. They don't care. These people are, like, brain dead.
Don't insult the brain dead.
But it's like...
At least the brain dead still have somewhat working brains.
I don't get it. It's just like these people do not care. They do not have original ideas. And their brilliant idea is, you know what the Lord of the Rings prequel series could use? Nudity. How about a good story and characters,
They don't care about that, because everything has to be based on sexuality these days.
Smeagol does not approve of this.
Do it again.
My precious. But the show is not precious. The show is trash. Not the precious. Get it away from me.
Yes.
From us. Oh yeah, from us.
Yeah. You're welcome. Smeagol voice impression. Thank you.
Yes.
Applause for me. Was being sarcastic.
Sorry.
Okay, but let's go on to the next topic here.
Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil.
If you have a mother, the dogs pushed her off a cliff.
Reason for a villain ever.
But no, you think we're kidding.
Gosh.
You think we're kidding. That's literally... So, as you guys understand, they made a villain origin story for Cruella de Vil from, 101 Dalmatians and the sequels or whatever. Their brilliant idea to make you sympathize for her, because we can't have a villain that we just don't like for being a villain, which would make sense. No. Instead of but they couldn't also have the dogs maul her mom or anything.
Because that would not be child appropriate.
So instead, the dogs were trained to push her mom off a cliff.
And yet she wants her revenge on the dogs and not their trainer.
Yeah, it's like this evil person trained these dogs to push my mom off a cliff. You know what I really like? A Dalmatian fur coat right now.
Why would you want to wear the skin of the thing that killed your mom?
That's a better question. Why would they want to do that?
That makes no sense. They really did not think that through.
I wouldn't want to wear it. I'd be like, ew, get it away from me.
Seriously.
But then also, their brilliant idea, they want to make her like a victim the whole movie. And one of the brilliant ideas was, her hairstyle? She was born that way. With black and white hair. It was born that way.
No, genetics don't work like that.
And people didn't like her for it. She always put a hat on.
Disney, genetics don't work like that.
Put a brain on, Disney. How about that? My God.
They can't.
We don't need villain stories for characters unless you're going to allow them to be villains.
They did a good job with Maleficent, at least. I guess because of that, they're deciding to make an origin movie for every Disney villain. Next, they're going to do Ursula.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting for Ursula movie.
I did enjoy the first Maleficent movie. The second one, not as much. This one, I'm not going to watch at all.
But, look. Why is it not allowed for villains to be villains? It's like they have to make up a reason for you to feel sympathetic for her. Because she's... So even though she's a villain, you feel bad. I'm sorry, I don't care that your mom got pushed off a cliff by dogs. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. I think if I was being on a cliff with dogs chasing me, and I was backed against a cliff, you know what I would do?
Kick the dog?
Not fall over the cliff like a wimp. I would jump over the dogs. Or try to run. But no, it's like,
her mom,
no!
In the trailer, her mom literally stands still. And another question that they didn't think through. Why specifically train Dalmatians? They're actually pretty friendly dogs. German Shepherds or Pit Bulls or, I don't know, attack dogs. Dogs that are normally meant for attacking.
Yeah, and also, wouldn't it have been easier to train other dogs that were bred that way? I don't know how easy it is to train Dalmatians.
Not as easy as German Shepherds, that's for sure. You never see a Dalmatian in the military or the canine unit.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous at this point that Disney just keeps doing this. And I love how all the outlets are like, Cruella is an amazing journey. And
she wears trash.
Let me translate for you. Disney paid me money. I'm going to write good things because Disney paid me.
Wait, Disney has money?
I don't know where they get it from. I'm Mickey Mouse. When you don't look, I pickpocket you. And then, when all your money's gone, I use it to pay shills so that we look good, even though we suck balls.
Sure, Mickey, sure.
Now, give me your wallet.
No!
Give me your wallet, now.
No, I speak with my wallet and you shall not have it, Disney.
What was with the accent?
No idea.
But yeah, a lot of impressions today.
Maybe we'll do it more often.
I don't know. If you guys like the impressions, let me know. I have a lot of them.
Yes,
but anyways, again, just stupid. Why? Who thought this through? Didn't think this through? You could have made the dogs chasing the mom, and then cut to a different scene and had the mom fall, and we would never have known how it happened. Mm-hmm. But instead, no.
And that would actually have made more sense for Cruella to blame the dogs. And was she actually born with the name Cruella?
I don't even care.
Oh yeah, good point.
She's a fashion designer who likes who the idea is, you know what, I really want to wear the dead fur coats of the things that killed my mom. That's really a good idea.
I'm pretty sure she also wears trash.
I hate to break this to you, Cruella and Disney, but that's not going to solve your mommy issues.
Ouch.
Speaking as a therapist, wearing a dead fur coat of your mom's killers isn't going to bring her back.
It would also have been a lot smarter for her to wait until the dogs were adults and not puppies so that she could get more from their fur, but
you don't think about it, just consume.
No.
Consume it.
No.
You must.
No.
But all right, so yeah, again, just another stupid idea by Disney, but again, at this point, are we really surprised?
No.
I just kind of hoped they would have done a little better here, but...
But we all know they're not gonna.
Yeah. I want to go to the ball too, Mother, because I'm like Cinderella. Don't you feel bad for me now?
Nope. And we never will.
Bork. All right, next topic here. Star Wars again.
J.J. Abrams had no plan.
So, as you can see, I feel like I forgot something. Yeah, a plan.
Seriously, a plan! He finally admitted that there was no plan!
Which was something that we all knew, but nice to hear you only took you how long?
About a year, 2 years, 3 maybe?
Who really cares anymore? Like, if you guys keep saying that you're trying to explain away things and saying how amazing the movies are and how terrible we are, and yet you keep having people come out and tell us how there was no plan, whether it's Daisy Ridley or
John Boyega,
J.J. Abrams, they're all coming out and telling you that it's terrible, whatever. But no, it's great because Willow.
No.
I still think we should have Adventures of Space Snake.
Yes! The Adventures of Space Snake!
And that's an inside joke. You can if you've been watching our videos, you will get it. If not, too bad. Go watch them.
Yes.
But yeah, again, this was not news that anybody was like, oh my god. It was like, oh, okay, nice to know you admitted it.
Yeah. It was obvious to everyone with a working brain.
Yeah. And again, not surprising, stupid, Disney. You get the picture at this point.
Yep.
Disney, if you look up Disney in the dictionary, you just find a picture of Mickey Mouse with it sticking out his tongue going, ah!
You're not wrong.
Because that's literally Disney now.
Yeah. And they wipe their butts with money because they have no better use for it?
No, they don't even have the money to do that.
Oh yeah, good point.
It's okay. We have toilet paper with my face on it. You can buy it. Only $50 a roll.
That's a ripoff. Who wants to buy $50 toilet paper?
Did I say a roll? I mean a square. It has my face on it. Pay up.
No. But yeah, that is how they make more money, is just put a Mickey on everything.
But again, just really stupid. And again, nothing really worth talking more about. It, thanks for admitting it. We all knew it. Nice that you're on the same page with us now. Your movie sucked.
Yes.
Both of them sucked.
Yes.
Ryan Johnson, your movie sucked too. People can like it.
Sure.
Go ahead. You can like it. If you like it, go ahead.
But you can't say that we have to like it. The rest of us don't have to.
You can't say that the movie was executed correctly if the people are coming out and saying they had no plan. It doesn't mean that it wasn't a decent movie to watch, and if someone liked it, they could have. I'm fine. But me, I did not find it satisfying, and I find that it was just ridiculous that they're hiding all this information. It's like, surprise! Your movie was not planned. Really? It didn't look like it was planned from the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the next topic.
What I like to call the limp noodle lightsaber.
From the High Republic. But yeah, as you can see, I had some fun with this too. You can see there's one of the new characters who I don't care about the name of. It's the Christina Ariel insert character. That's totally not an insert, but what are you talking about?
It's totally an insert.
But yeah, she's holding up a picture from the EU where someone already had a lightsaber whip. And then you can see the lightsaber whip in the High Republic, and it's free real estate. Just imagine it's Mickey's face there instead. I don't know much about the High Republic in a sense where they make stupid characters, nobody reads their stuff. Apparently this character has a lightsaber whip. Do we get an explanation of how it works?
I'm going to guess it has to do with the flow of the Force.
It's because she's the bestest ever. And she's got a special lightsaber because stuff, and you should like her because she's a strong, independent woman that has no character development. Don't you like her now?
You said it wrong. It's the bestest ever!
I don't care. Again, this is another example of them ripping off the EU because light whips were already a thing in the EU. And they're making this seem like, it's a new lightsaber, it's amazing! You guys just stole from the EU. You're not fooling anybody.
No.
And you still had a rock as a character. It doesn't change that because you have a lightsaber that literally looks like... So what is she? She's Indiana Whammon? Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, but nobody bought it.
Well, it is Lucasfilm, and they're already working on that.
I just don't care. I just think it's much more fun to make fun of them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're going to say something's the first or whatever, do your research. Oh, wait, that's right. You can't be bothered. That's why the EU's decanonized.
Yep.
If you would have... But instead, you just pick little pieces out of it that you like, and you hope nobody will notice, because it will make up for your terrible writing. But it doesn't.
Spoiler alert. We noticed.
Yep, we did notice. And again, nice job, Disney Story Group, Disney and the Lucasfilm Story Group. Nice work, guys. You're so amazing. You really, really know how to rip off other people's work to make your work look still pretty bad, but somewhat original, like for anybody who doesn't know about the EU, which most people do. So you failed.
Yay!
You tried.
An attempt was made.
And it failed.
Next, we move on to the biggest topic of this week. Sandman.
Okay, so I want to leave a disclaimer right up here. I am not familiar with Sandman that much.
My dad is more familiar with it than I am. I know a bit.
But I want to be very clear about that because I'm not coming at this from an angle of knowing more about what's going on here. I have limited knowledge about Sandman, and the thing that I want to poke fun at here is if you'll notice in the casting, is there something there that doesn't really belong?
Pronouns.
Exactly. Why?
Reasons.
Look, I get that people do the pronouns thing, but I'm making this very clear. I understand that the reasoning is so that people who do use them, who are transgender, don't get targeted by people online because then everybody has them and it's normalized. Or you can just not put them in your bio, and then if somebody gets them wrong, you just tell them. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's inconvenient. Aw. It's your choice to have the pronouns. If it's inconvenient for you to have to tell people about them, then don't have the pronouns.
Yeah, just don't bother.
But, like, it doesn't need to be a thing. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I noticed that Jenna Coleman is in here. And this person, Naomi Walsh, is from Heroes.
Yeah, and the person next to her played Professor Lupin.
Look, I just think that this is, again, another example of how this doesn't really work. And, again, there's no need to have the pronouns on there. It's basically like saying, we're being inclusive, but I'm sorry. It doesn't need to be on there, okay? It doesn't. And doing this, putting this out there, you've just alienated a huge part of your audience. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that the show can't be good. It could be great, for all I know. But you understand that people do not like the pronouns. Most people don't. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say that there aren't people out there who do and are respectful, whatever. I'm making a point that when somebody puts these out there, people run. So you just put this out there and you've alienated a part of your fan base before you even made the show.
Good job. Neil Gaiman himself, who wrote The Sandman, approved of this casting. Which is something I would like to discuss more because they have race-swapped death. When Neil first made The Sandman, and he made these characters the Endless, Death, Dream, Delirium, Despair, etc., he based Death on a real woman who happened to be goth.
And as you guys know, the reason we're called Gothic Therapy is because my wife happens to be goth.
Indeed I am.
And she took a big offense to this, and as you can see here, Neil doesn't really care.
And it wasn't the fact that I got called it, and people sit online telling me that, oh, I was being racist for saying black people can't be goth. Not true. I have a goth friend who's black. There is nothing wrong with black people being goth. It can happen, and they can make it look good. The problem I have with this is that Death in this comic was based off a particular style of goth that was based on the style of a real Caucasian woman. Why would you change that?
Because diversity and inclusion.
But why would Neil even go back on the design of his own character?
Because he got paid money.
Oh yeah.
That's literally the only reason. And of course he did say more stuff and took shots on Comicsgate and whatever. Look, I'm not taking sides here. I'm saying that if you want to change characters, you have to have an explanation for them.
One explanation that they can use is that it's only one of Death's many forms, because according to the lore, Death takes on the form of however someone perceives her. There is only one instance, though, where she's ever seen as black.
It doesn't matter, though. It's like, look, why would you do that? For the casting by itself was stupid because of the pronouns. And then they do this, and then people are mad, and as the person who designed the character, what you should be doing, instead of saying,
I'm astonished to find that some people thought she was a white woman and just a white woman.
No.
How about instead say, I'm sorry you feel that way. Maybe you didn't understand from the book, but death takes the form of whoever, people perceive her as. And in this case, we're perceiving her as a black.
If they don't explain that in the show, no one's going to understand, because when casting these characters, everyone was expecting Death to be cast in her iconic form, which was the goth girl.
But, if Neil had said that, would you have been upset?
No, I would have understood better.
But no, it's no longer a thing where you can respect your fans or explain things to them. If somebody doesn't like what you have to say, it's not criticism anymore. It's, oh, you're a terrible person, insert label here.
I've always respected Neil's abilities as a writer. Unfortunately, that is where my respect for him now ends.
I don't respect him at all.
Good for you.
I'm sorry, the way he's behaving online, if this is an example of how he behaves as a person, I'm sure his work is great. But I don't care about him. And I never will. Alright, so that's all for this week, which brings us to the end of today's session and the final point that you've all been waiting for.
The diagnosis of the week.
And we have an interesting diagnosis for you today.
And what is that diagnosis, love?
Antisocial personality disorder. And basically what this is it's a personality disorder characterized by persistent, antisocial, irresponsible, or criminal behavior, impulsive or aggressive, causing harm to other people. But it also has to do with they show people who show no regard for right and wrongs and ignores the rights and feelings of others. And basically, I would think that given everything that's gone on this week, where people are ignoring fans, not listening to what people have to say, and completely disregarding, lore and all this stuff, it shows that they don't care for people's feelings, and they don't care for, people, what other people feel or what people want. And that is literally what this is. And the main point is they show no guilt or remorse for their behavior. And they don't. They literally just say how terrible and toxic we are. Because we're evil.
Yeah, that sounds pretty antisocial.
But yeah. So that's the diagnosis of the week. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with this diagnosis of the week? Do you want us to cover more topics? There were some that were cut out today as well. But yeah. So that's all for this week. Make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss your weekly therapy session.
Or you will get charged.
Yes. And yeah, but that's all for this week. Let us know also what you think of the new thumbnail and the new background, as you might have seen. But yeah, so that's all for this week. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Gothic Therapy, out.